Hello there, this is Honest Klaud. I'm Eric Elliott. I'm here with the Bitches of Dathomir, Rachel and Jenn. Now, I'm going to assume the way you're using bitches is not in a derogatory or misogynistic way. It's like, I'm the bad bitch or I'm that bitch.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And this is a great time to mention we actually have just announced like this past week that we're going through a name change. And that's because
Oh,
I know it's such a great name and we've loved it, but
Mhm.
we made the Bitches of Dathomir podcast with another friend of ours, and it was to get us to read the High Republic and to talk about the High Republic. And we were coming upon the end of it, and Rachel and I were both like, we want to keep going and just do Star Wars print media. And it just ended up being a perfect time for us to transition and have a different name and have it be a kind of our new start to go on to other Star Wars things. But we're always going to be bitches inside of our hearts. So.
see, I want the biker jacket with Bitches and Dathomir on the back. That's what I want.
I would
I
10
don't.
out of 10 wear that. But,
That's my list of things to make people love
yeah.
that.
But from here,
I don't.
pretty much from here on out, we're going by the Sacred Text, a Star Wars podcast. But a lot of people know us as Bitches of Dathomir.
I'm like, it doesn't have the same kind of spice.
I know. I've had a couple people message and be like, no, not the bitches. I'm like, I'm sorry. We're trying to make it slightly more family friendly. If we can do like a single episode where I can make it through without having to mark explicit for my language, then we'll be good. Yeah.
And not only that, but also the Sacred Text, the Star Wars podcast, more accurately like showcases what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, "Oh, Bitches of Dathomir, you must talk about witches and like Dathomir a lot." And I go, "Oh no, actually, we're a print media podcast, so it's
Yeah.
very nice to have a podcast name that more accurately reflects who we are, what we do, and all the
Yeah.
things."
Yeah.
But yes, we will always be in our hearts, the Bitches of Dathomir.
See, maybe a good, maybe have your new name, but like logos next to it is going to be two literal female dogs that look like Tarzan. Then you get the Bitches of Dathomir.
Oh my god.
I know. We've been trying to figure out. I think we'll put like a little small thing on some of our posts
Yeah.
that say the artist formerly known as Bitches of Dathomir.
I mean, hey, if you want to reach out, maybe I could draw that because I'm a comic book artist, and like,
Yeah.
away from just names, would you like to tell the people how we know each other?
Yeah, so we do cover comics. That's sort of part of what we do. And we had gotten a DM from you basically talking about like, hey, how's it going? Like comics and Star Wars and all these great things. So I was really I was excited because it's usually readers that we get DMing us and talking to us about anything that we're covering. And so to have an artist was exciting because we want to talk to artists. We have a lot of respect for people who do comic art in particular because it's super amazing. So I was like, oh my God, we have a chance to talk to an artist. We gotta talk. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Not only do I do the digital drawings, but I also do fanfic writing. I wrote my own version of episode 9.
oh my gosh, that's
I'll
awesome.
probably mention that later. And of course, obviously, do this podcast. Brackett. So have you? Okay, well, the specific posts that made me want to reach out was you did like Instagram posts, which is from your show, where you're talking about a Kylo Ren comic where it shows the guy that Kylo Ren stabs in Rey's vision. And
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I was so enamored by anyone getting that excited by this rando getting stabbed. It's like we get to see him more. I'm just like, okay, because of that, I need to reach out to them and see if they want to be on my channel.
Yeah.
And like that's true passion right there.
That makes me so excited that you loved that because we were excited about that entire situation. So.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say like I'm the the person that knows the most about Gluff Shittos, but Gluff Shittos is part of my brand. Like I talk about it exclusively at the end of every episode with my guests and try to see what they think about it. And we will get to that. Like you will not be left out in that tradition.
Ooh, I'm excited.
but I feel like to get to know y'all, especially more because like this is the first time we've actually physically spoken to each other. How did the two of you get into Star Wars, and what is your relationship with Star Wars now?
Rachel, you want to go for it?
Yeah. So I first got into Star Wars. My parents showed it to me at a very young age. So I grew up on the original trilogy and absolutely loved those. Saw all the prequels. And then at the same time, prequels were coming out, Lord of the Rings was coming out, and I went in a hard and heavy Lord of the Rings phase. And so that kind of like took all of my attention until the sequels came along. And I was like, oh, yeah, Star Wars. I remember you. And so ever since then, I've just like hyper fixated on Star Wars, and it's just been that way ever since. And I love it. I do a lot of Star Wars cosplay, and I'm now I guess it's been the past 3 years now.
Yeah.
Been doing this podcast. It's been an amazing Star Wars ride for sure.
Yeah, and for me, I also grew up with them, so I saw the originals as a kid and just absolutely loved it. And my favorite character was Darth Vader, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever." And I loved the prequels. I was the exact right age when they came out to appreciate them and love them. I wasn't too old, too young, And so I've just always grown up loving Star Wars. But it's like Rachel said, when the sequels came out, it had been so long, and we hadn't had any Star Wars in theaters for such a long time. And going to see The Force Awakens in theaters, it was like, that's right. You really love Star Wars. And after that movie came out, it just feels like the ball really got rolling on new shows and, new movies that are going to come out in the future. And we've just gotten so much in the Disney era of Star Wars that it's allowed us to sort of go down the rabbit hole of being slightly psychotic about Star Wars. And I personally love that. And thankfully, I've always been a big reader. I love to read, but I had never gotten super into comics in particular. And so when Rachel approached me about doing the podcast, it kind of forced me into that realm. And now I love comics. And so I owe that part to her because I probably wouldn't have hopped into comics on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could say that I relate to you two. Very similar to like your journey, like because I'm like the last stage of like Gen Z. Like I was there for the VHS re-releases. That's how I grew up with it. I was rewatching that as a kid, and I was too young to go see Phantom Menace in theaters. But I saw the VHS. I would rewind it and rewatch it. But one of the first movies I went to go see in theaters was Attack of the Clones.
Love it.
That's awesome.
And when I was a kid, you couldn't tell me anything bad about it because I was going to be ride or die.
Oh yeah, of course.
I was one of those little kids that was like, I wanted to have the Anakin braid on my head.
Love it.
And I didn't want to believe my father that Anakin is Darth Vader. I'm like, no, like, come on now.
Oh yeah. I remember I went to see the third movie in theaters with my mom, and I remember crying when he gets all like burned up, and my mom was like, pull yourself together. You knew this was coming. And I'm like, but was it? I want to change it every time.
Yeah, I could say I didn't cry. I just remember like as a little kid, I'm watching him like catching on fire. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy.
It's like, wow, they really like that escalated really fast.
I definitely was like, oh, wow, that makes sense why he looks the way he does in the originals. But
they had to explain.
Yeah, it was like, yes, he's turned into Darth Vader. This is the best version of him. I love it.
Yeah, obviously they'll explain that. They won't explain how Leia is able to remember her mother. We'll leave that to a book. It's just like, well, of course it was the Force. They kind of jail out a free card.
The Force.
Yeah. And as I got older, like there wasn't much for me to consume with Star Wars, so I wasn't really focusing that much on it. I was mostly focusing on Marvel at this point. But then the sequel trilogy came out, and I was mainly enamored. It expanded, like my fervorness to want to know everything about Star Wars. Like now. I'm unhinged. I want to know every what shitter there is. I'm trying to remember, ship designs
Yeah.
I wrote a 136-page fan script rewrite of episode 9. So like clearly,
Wow.
I went a little mad in the best way possible.
I love it.
Yeah, and like now, like I'm interested to see whatever show or we're finally getting back to movies again. And even if I'm not like the the biggest fan of it, I'm always trying to find what I do enjoy. Like I've never been in the mode of like, well, I'm just going to hate it and like make that my personality. And there's way too many people like that on the internet. I'm just like, come on, guys.
Yeah, there's Star Wars for everybody, and that means you might not like some of it, right? But
Yeah.
there really is something enjoyable about every single Star Wars project.
Yeah.
You sometimes on some of them you might just have to try a little harder to find it.
Yeah. I think maybe just in general I'm more forgiving because I'm like, I know what bad is. Like when I was a child, I went to go see what is it? The Cat in the Hat live action movie.
Oh my god!
No.
So I'm like, that's bad. I'm like,
You're right.
I'm like everything about people's like hating on whatever sequel trilogy movie or Solo. I'm like, it pales in comparison to my experience of watching Cat in the Hat.
Man, I had blocked that movie out. So thank you for resurfacing that.
I don't know if I ever ended up seeing that movie because
You
it
don't
looked
need
so
to.
horrific. Yeah. So I'm so sorry you both saw it. Traumatized.
My eyes will never be the same.
Yeah. But once again, I'm glad to have both of you on. And if you want, go be on my channel, you should know that anyone that is a guest on my show gets a rap name.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Just so excited.
So Rachel, you are now Chelly Chell,
Okay.
like Melly Mel. And Jen, you are now Jenny the Butcher.
Oh, I love that.
That is a good one.
Yeah. I'm not going to say his tagline because I do not want to scare my white audience.
That's fair.
And another thing that you should definitely know is that my channel is, I mean, not well known, but well known for having Star Wars conspiracies.
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
I want
We've
to
got
show
a few
you.
of our own we hold too. So
I love it.
Okay. Well, I want to hear your first because I'm going to start rambling and sound absolutely wild. So I want to hear yours first.
I don't think I'm prepared. Do you have one, Jen?
yeah, I have, and
Okay.
you're gonna be like, oh yeah, of course. But Corky. Like,
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
conspiracy?
I call it a conspiracy.
The one that looks like Obi-Wan.
Yes, I mean, I think it's fact. Yeah, I fully believe in this conspiracy theory, whether they have said it out loud or not. But like, that is Obi-Wan's kid. That is
100%.
Obi-Wan and Satine's kid, and I will hear nothing else of it.
Exactly. Yep.
And people are going to say like, well, his age doesn't match up. I'm just like, there could be sperm banks in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, there's many ways this could have happened.
Yeah, I'm like, if there's immaculate conception in Star Wars, we can have this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any more?
Ooh, that's
Ben
the first
Solo
one that
is
popped in
still
my mind.
alive.
Oh,
Han
okay.
Solo's still alive?
No,
Is that what
Ben
he said?
Solo. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. But Ben Solo.
Heavy on that one.
What do you think? He just teleported when he did this?
He teleported. Yeah, why not?
Why
don't
not?
know.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about exactly how he's still alive, but
Wait, he was resurrected by the Dathomirian witches?
Yes.
it's very possible. I mean, that's how we got Asajj Ventress back. So,
It's true.
anything is possible. He could be a spider creature for all we know. I mean, a la Darth Maul. So there are multiple options, okay? I don't care how. I just know he's alive.
I personally think he's in the world between worlds, and I'm gonna hold to that. And it would be really cool to actually see some more of that in live action.
I agree.
I
I
mean,
think the only reason why I have pause is the Charles Soule comic
Yeah.
where he somehow connects to the Force Jedi like afterlife. And so I don't
Nether
know
region, yeah.
so I don't know exactly how he's able to do that, if he is able to project or teleport, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but we know he can do it. And the point is, we know he can
yes.
go to like these really hard to reach realms in Star Wars that has
Mhm.
been put into the comic by Charles Soule. And so I'm like, he's in a realm. I don't care which one it is.
Yep.
Can I just say, bring it back, Ben, with the Dathomir and witches is like a very YA coded. Like it's just like, well, you thought he was, the moody, feather-haired, sexy man, but imagine if he was also a witch, and he had like
Whoa.
smoky eyes all the time.
That would be so
I love it.
unhinged, and everyone would be unhinged about it. So I love it.
Do you have any more conspiracy, or are those just the two?
I'm sure I
This
have
is a safe
more, but
space.
that's honestly the only two that I can think of at the moment.
I know. I do like, I know it's like a fan theory. So it's not so much a conspiracy, but I like holding on to it because it makes me feel better about Padme. But someone was talking about how Padme dies because Palpatine uses like her life force to keep Anakin alive. And that is kind of what happens there. So again, not a conspiracy. I kind of like that thought. I know that it's just a headcanon, but that's one of the choices that is not my favorite. So I like the thought of like it meaning something other than she's just sad,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm gonna keep it real. Like I've heard all of these conspiracies. Like I did a iceberg video about Star Wars conspiracies, and like these were mentioned in as people ones already have come up. Now I think I have one. You're just like you're not gonna expect because it came from my noggin.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's based on this. I mean, maybe you can figure it out with this cartoon drawing I did.
Oh my God. I'm trying to figure out what the bottom right is. I know what the other two are.
My first thought was like Shrek, and I don't know why, but I can't get it out of my head.
Okay, that is the Zilla Beast.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so there's a love triangle between the Zilla Beast, Palpatine, and Rey.
I wouldn't say love triangle, but I'm saying that they are connected. This is my Zilla Rey theory. This is the thing that I'm most known for. It is that I believe that Rey has partial Zilla Beast DNA in her blood.
Oh my God, that's kind of cool.
I mean, we saw Palpatine take the Zilla Beast and use it to figure out genetic stuff. So that's a great theory. I like it a lot.
You're like the second person that's able to be like, I understand where you're coming from, like immediately.
Yeah, hey, I love the Zilla Beast, so.
And I feel like we love the cloning stuff and like that entire part of Star Wars, which we obviously still haven't fully gotten through Palpatine's whole thing with that yet, but we've gotten a lot more on it. He did some weird stuff. That is not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that Reychel is Zilla-pilled. But I point out specific things about mostly Rise of Skywalker that makes me think, wait, what's going on here? In the movie, she like has a leather strap on her arm, but it doesn't cover where the scar was left in the previous movie. Now the prop team made a mistake, but I say, hey, isn't that like cell regeneration like a lizard does?
Okay.
And in that same movie, she's able to con the vexed snake, and I say that's lizard recognized lizard. And in that same movie, when she sees the evil version of herself, the evil version has these sharp, razor, lizard-like teeth.
I kind of love that for the teeth because that's one we haven't Like, we haven't received it. Not that we need an explanation for it. It kind of just looks cool. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
It would
need
be
a-
cool to have a like in-universe explanation for why her teeth are sharp. So I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
I have to look at the
See?
Zillow teeth.
Yeah.
Zillowbee's
Yeah.
teeth. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could have harassed Paul Bubble Hidalgo, but I don't feel like doing that.
He probably gets so many DMs with very odd
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I love that that's the one you're like holding on to.
Oh wait, the
but-
Zillow Beast has like shark teeth. There's like rows.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever
yeah,
noticed
yeah.
that before.
Yeah. And I'm like, the Emperor is able to become more powerful by like absorbing electricity. I'm like, wouldn't it make sense if they splices the reanimated Emperor with Zillow-Beast DNA? Like we see that Mount Tantus brings in Zillow-Beast, same organization that does Project Necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe that they lost all their vials
No.
in Bad Batch.
No,
I'm like,
I don't either.
someone did the equivalent of bringing a pen from work to home.
Just slipping it into your bag. No one's gonna know.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit! Like I thought this was my microwavable burrito, but it's a vial of blood.
It's their work from home day, and there's gonna be a whole side plot where you see someone go, "Hey, it's my work from home day," and they like copy the data, and they like walk back to their home, and then they're like, "Oh shoot, it all destroyed." Aha! Luckily, I've got this extra data pad.
I love that, and I also am afraid you might have just spoiled the plot for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, what if we were going to find out about all of this, and now Disney's going to come for you because you
I
solved
said
it.
that if we see Rey start shedding skin, or we see,
Oh my god, I love this.
if we see Rey start shedding skin, or in Mandalorian and Grogu we see Pershing pick up like little lizard scales, I feel like I'm owed a check personally by Lucasfilm.
Yes. Yep.
Because I've been on this train for over 2 years saying this.
Okay.
I love that. And we don't have to wait that long to find out. So a couple months from now, we'll know the truth.
It's very true.
Okay. Another conspiracy that I have is that I think the Alien franchise is canon to Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have. Okay, I've heard this one before, and I kind of love it because
Parallels are there.
and Alien is just such a classic.
Well, my number one question is, where the fuck are all these humans coming from in Star Wars?
It's true.
Where? They're everywhere. It seems like 80% of the galaxy is just humans.
Yep. So they had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, like the real life reason is because they didn't want to spend too much money on prosthetics, and it's like, oh look, we're just gonna film here in England for these shots, and we just have a bunch of old white British guys.
Yep.
Like I understand the real life reason, but I'm like, why canonically is it there?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear your guesses.
I always assumed that Earth does in fact exist in the Star Wars universe, and that something happened to it and it no longer exists, was kind of the way I've always looked at it. And so all these people had to go somewhere. I've always just viewed them as like, these are refugees essentially from Earth, and they don't have anywhere else to go, and they've just integrated into the rest of the galaxy now.
Yeah, that's exactly how I view it as well.
Well, follow-up question. How are humans in the Star Wars universe able to procreate with non-human aliens?
Science?
The Force?
Well, I got a way to answer both of these questions.
Okay.
And it ties into Alien. It was the engineers from Prometheus.
Oh,
because in the Alien franchise, they were the progenitors of why humanity exists. If we bring the engineers to the galaxy far, far away, not only can we explain why they're humans, because I'm saying you only need the DNA of one chimp, and you should be good. And whatever local creatures are in the Star Wars galaxy, they will splice that DNA to make whatever humanoid variation, like the Twi'lek, for instance. So that's why they have such similar DNA that they're able to produce children together.
Yeah,
I love that. I mean, it makes sense to me. I would love for Alien to be part of the Star Wars franchise.
Well, we also have some, creatures in Star Wars that like have some similarities to the xenomorph. Like there's that creature from the Darth Vader Red, White, and Black comic that's very similar to how like it puts humans into like these waxy sacks on the wall. Like that's very xenomorph. And if you read the High Republic comics, there's a creature that looks almost exactly like a xenomorph, just doesn't have like a phallic head.
Yeah, and we've talked about this on the podcast a couple times, that we've run into something where we're like, hey, that's from Alien. Like we just saw that on the Alien TV show.
They go into an abandoned ship and like there's experiments all over the place. And oh, guess what? The experiments are still alive and they're attacking people. Like it's exactly
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Now, I have a good friend that I've had on the show who writes and draws comics, and like we were basically saying, like, imagine how many different creatures could be like mixed with a xenomorph and how terrifying that would be. And I said like how terrifying a mix between a Zabrak and a xenomorph would be to just be covered in spikes
and cool tattoos.
Yes.
Perfect.
Genetic tattoos.
As they should be.
And like my friend was like, well, what do you think would happen to other characters? Like, you know, he says, what do you think Yoda would do? And I said, I don't know. I said, I feel this is going to be weird to say out of context, but I think Yoda will be impregnated.
By a xenomorph?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But just out of context, you know,
it's so weird.
The face sucker. Yeah. Like once I was saying it, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be clipped for another video because it's just too funny.
Someone's like, Star Wars fans are unhinged.
No, I clip myself. Like I make a compilation of my best of moments.
Oh.
So, you know, to me, y'all are already funny enough that you definitely will have some clips up there. So you can be happy with that. A conspiracy that I say that I'm like, there's really no basis with it. I just kind of want it to be real, even though it's messed up.
Oh,
okay. If you're familiar with the High Republic, you're definitely familiar with Geode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
King.
Sexy Vintian, yes.
My conspiracy that he will kill Chewbacca.
Wait, what? Why?
We need an explanation immediately.
I think over hundreds of years after the High Republic, he will go out into the vacuum of space and he'll grow into a moon. And like in Legends, he'll crush Chewbacca shortly after episode 9.
Oh my God.
I was like, is he jealous of his hair?
Well, now you've spoiled the plot for the Rey movie. Like you're just digging yourself a hole with Disney.
Oh my God.
At this point, like you spoiled everything.
Imagine if that's how they end the movie. Imagine how like upset they will make everybody, and like people would like have signs like "Bring Chewbacca back." I know he was crushed by a moon.
And also the fact that so many people don't know who Geode is, and you're missing out. Like that's on you. But they would just be like, he just got crushed by a moon, and we'd be like, no, he got crushed by Geode. A lovely person.
A living moon. Yes. A living moon.
But think about all the new High Republic fans just by that one moment. They just like, I need to find out about Geode in the High Republic, and then they just like read all of the things.
What? Okay, but what made Geode want to kill Chewbacca? Do you have that?
I don't think it was intentional.
It was
accidental. Okay.
Yeah, I think gravitational pull killed Chewbacca. But this moon, this moon got too close to a planet and then crushed Chewbacca.
Was just like, kill me.
Yeah.
Chewbacca did the like meme the with John Hamm dancing. It was like, finally.
Yeah. It just crushed Chewbacca in front of his friends and his Bailey Cannon family.
Oh wait, everyone else standing near Chewbacca's alive? So this giant moon just kills Chewbacca? And like Rey's over there going, bye.
No, she'll scream Chewie just like when she thought she killed him.
Okay. And it's all full circle now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's a pretty solid one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, believe it or not, I mentioned this to Christiana Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
She like does the host for the High Republic show.
Mhm.
I mentioned this conspiracy to her.
What did she say?
She just looked at me as the most disappointed black mother could ever. And she's like,
I love that.
and she's like, Eric, and she like pulls out like her signed and glass encased picture, and she's like, he's a Vindian, not a rock, forever.
Yes. Facts.
But yeah, she was on SSW Network, which is a podcast that every once in a while I'll appear on.
Mhm.
I once had so many appearances, they nicknamed me the Kyle Ripken of SSW Network.
That's awesome. And I love that you felt confident enough to go say that to her
Yeah.
because I feel like I can't even say hi to authors and like
I mean,
creators and stuff. And you were
she
like,
didn't-
here's this.
I mean, she didn't hear me say it. I typed it into the chat and it was pulled
Okay,
up because they knew that's way too funny to like her not to see.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. This is where you might say, Eric, are you okay?
I've stopped asking people that and none of us are okay. And it's fine. Everything is fine.
But I'm very curious about what you're going to say in the next minute or so.
I can't afford to be okay. I don't have health insurance. And I live in America.
Yep.
So we all accept that Leia really wanted his sister in the original trilogy. Like we all accept this.
Oh, that
Leia?
Luke had a crush on Leia. Yeah.
It was more than a crush.
Oh, yeah. It was an infatuation, I would say.
My conspiracy is that at some point Leia was feeling him. And I know what you're thinking. You're just like, well,
So
she only kissed Luke to make Han jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what everyone says. Now, my philosophy is that if a deleted scene doesn't contradict anything in the universe or in the movie, it happened. So when I see a deleted scene where it's after Luke got attacked, they say ice monster in the script, and she's speaking to Leia, and they have like flirty laughs, and they get like real close to kissing before they're cock blocked by two droids, and then it cuts directly into the scene before where they have the kiss. So I'm like, clearly they were writing and producing this movie with the idea of like we're gonna develop like this love triangle. Like,
yep.
Like if they kept the scene in, there's no way that they would retcon that they're actually siblings in the next movie.
It's already kind of gross.
Yeah.
This is why I always kind of laugh when people are like, the sequel trilogy wasn't planned well. And I'm like, remember that time that George Lucas was not planning on them being siblings. So he was like, let's have them kiss. And then later was like, whoopsie poopsie. If everyone could just ignore that, that would be great. And it's like, we're never ignoring that, George.
Like, they just felt like their connection to the Force and how they were twins. That's all. Definitely no Lannister Game of Thrones things happening.
Look what you did. Look what you did, George. You stumbled ass backwards into incest.
Accidental incest, the worst kind.
Yeah, you gave the nerds some siscon.
I just want to know for how long Han like gave them a hard time. Like, did he ever let that go, or did he just make fun of them for the next like 30 years?
I feel like he had to have made fun of him for the next 30 years, right?
I have a conspiracy theory for you. Ben Solo actually turned to the dark side because he found out about that. It wasn't Darth Vader. He found out about the bikini. He found out about the kiss.
His dad really is.
Oh, no. Okay.
Honestly, I thought that's where you're going to go.
Absolutely not, because just on a physical level, he's like double the size of anything Luke and Leia could produce. They're just so small.
Sometimes small people make big people.
You're right. To me, he's so clearly Han Solo's kid.
I agree, though. Yeah.
But that is just such a funny thought.
Yeah. The force powers of a Skywalker incest baby are so immense that it might crack the universe.
Oh my God. Well, it did. And then he just like dipped into the world between worlds through the cracks. See how it all ties together?
Yeah.
It does.
And that's your conspiracy to get like what is it, the Hunt for Ben Solo?
Mhm.
Yes, it all comes back to the kiss.
Yep.
See,
All comes back to Luke and Leia.
But if we crush Chewbacca on the moon, we're going to have the hunt for Chewbacca, and there's going to be even more fanatic fans because, like, I
You
feel
can
like
hunt for multiple people.
Oh, yeah, I'm down for multiple hunts. This sounds great. All of us need
Yeah.
something to live for. And so if you give me a couple hunts to go with, then that'll really keep me going. Yeah, we'll hunt for
Exactly.
Chewbacca.
Mhm. Okay, there's that conspiracy I do not believe. I just think it's way too funny to not mention to my guests. Once again, I want to reiterate: I do not believe this. It's just for shits and giggles. Do you know Snoke?
Yes.
Do you know?
Like, is this
I'm
a
so
trick
curious
question?
of where this
I
is going.
It's not a trick question.
know.
Okay, so you know Snoke. Do you know Mutt Williams?
Who?
Mutt Williams from Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Same person.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Is this really? I've never, ever heard this before.
This is original to me. And once again, I do not believe it, just for the laughs.
I don't think I know Indiana Jones enough. What character?
Shia LaBeouf's character.
Oh, I never saw that one.
That's for the best.
Because
It's
everyone keeps telling me that. So
yeah,
don't-
no. It's don't.
See,
Okay, so
I was
Shia
there
LaBeouf
in
turns
theaters.
into
I was
Snoke.
there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
I just saw that trailer and I was like, nope.
I respect
Well-
people who like that movie. It had a lot of fun moments. It just wasn't my fave, and that's okay.
it's
but-
not my fave either.
So how did you come to this? What is the connection here?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was at SSW Network, we were defending why we love Last Jedi so much, and I was one of the complaints that I hear a lot is that people say, "Well, we didn't know Snoke's backstory," and I'm like, "Who gives a shit?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, "We don't need to see him when he was young. We said we don't need to see him when he was a greaser on the streets." Then when I'm preparing to watch the next Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones 5. Mutt is a greaser, and there's aliens. I'm like, wait. Hold up. So this joke led to me just like, okay, I'm gonna spoil it for Rachel.
That's okay.
Fucking aliens show up in a fucking saucer. They've been hiding.
Heard.
They were hiding in like, some kind of Mesoamerican temple.
Yep.
Sounds about right. What else are in those temples?
Artifacts.
I know. Well, we have to explain
Sith artifacts. Yeah.
how those temples were built because obviously people can't make them.
Especially brown people can't.
I know. No.
People could never be forced to build things for other people. That's just impossible.
Okay, but the aliens leave, and everyone's like, "Well, that was an adventure. Let's go home back to America. Let's have a wedding." And I'm like, "Wait. Which one of these characters seems like the one that will go back?" Mutt does. Mutt is green around the gills. He wants that sense of adventure that he's been missing out on. And I'm like, either he was abducted in Peru, the United States, or serving in Vietnam because, I don't want to spoil it. You probably have.
Okay,
Anyway.
so like Palpatine vacationed at one of those and was like, this one.
No. I think when the aliens abducted him, they start doing experiments onto him. So he starts turning to look more like them, all gray and lanky. And they put a cybernetic implant stabbing into his brain to tap into that hatred of not having that father figure he wanted. So when he becomes the pickled form, it becomes the template for more pickled Snokes. He lives vicariously through Kylo Ren by turning him to the dark side, saying, "Your dad just looks like my dad. I want him to be dead."
Oh my God, there it is. I was going to ask what the connection between Harrison Ford's two characters are.
Yeah,
it all comes down to daddy issues at the end of the day. So.
And they're all Harrison Ford.
Like, I told a couple people about this, and I was saying, like, well, like the mods in Book of Boba Fett are kind of like greasers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what if the mods, their gang eventually gets brought into, like the Sith ideology, and they become the riders of Snoke.
Oh my god.
Mm.
And so does this mean they're eventually, I like to think of them becoming part of the cult at the end of Rise of Skywalker. They're all just in the robes in the room and we just don't know because we didn't see their face.
Well, I just need to know, do they keep their incredibly vivid colored speeder bikes?
No, everything becomes black, gray, and red.
No, I just like the idea of like all these Sith guys and all of a sudden these like colorful characters zooming around.
Especially on Exegol where it's all just like
Yes.
blue everywhere and then you just see a
Yeah.
flash of pink go by.
Yeah.
Like they have the simple color scheme, but they still they look way more ridiculous now. Like they're gonna have like
Oh.
all the stereotypical like fatigues you can imagine on a biker are now on them.
Got it.
Love it.
There's another guest that told us about. He says, at one point I want Snoke to call Kylo Ren Daddy-O and try to like comb his head by dipping a comb in Pepsi.
Imagine.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was Jerry from Bombad Cast. He says, if you took a clay mold that's a cross between Harrison Ford and Shia LaBeouf, and it slammed heavily into the ground, it will look like Snoke. That's what he told me.
That's fair. I feel like most people, if you slammed your head into the ground, might
Look like Snoke.
look like, don't try it, but just,
Yeah.
that was an elaborate
hilarious.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
And now I'm not going to be able to unsee it. Not that I'm ever going to watch that particular movie again.
Well, not only have I mentioned this on my iceberg video, but I have a Mutt Snoke t-shirt that you can buy.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
It's very simple. It just has like Mutt Snoke, the supremacy, and the skull.
Oh,
it's a very simple design.
So like no explanation, just the images.
Well, if you don't think I don't have a Zilla Ray shirt, you got another thing coming.
Oh my God, yes.
Does it have that image that you just showed us, or is it a whole other thing?
You can buy this on a shirt. You can also buy this as a sticker.
Okay.
Matter of fact, someone at SSW Network, he has it. So I thought I'd like to pick y'all's brains a little more about what you appreciate about Star Wars.
Mhm.
A lot of times I have a segment that's called Fave, Least Favorite, and Underrated.
Mhm.
I like to try to figure out what my guests or guesses find is their favorite, least favorite when it comes to comics, novels, movies, TV, and video games when it comes to Star Wars universe. So anyone want to mention comics, because that seems to be your wheelhouse?
It
Yeah.
is. We are really bad at this game because
know.
we hate picking, I hate picking least favorites. And that's only because in my mind, people interpret that as I don't like it. And that's
Mhm.
not what it means. Least favorite is just the one you like the least out of the list, but you can still like all the things on the list.
Well, that's why I don't say
Yeah.
worst,
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
like it's like emotionally loaded as saying what is the worst of the original trilogy. It feels like you're trying to like really throw one into the bin.
Right. And it's like I don't want to throw any of them into the bin.
Right. Even the one with incest.
Even the one with incest.
Even the one with sadness.
I mean, depending on your ass, that could be the best part.
I hope no one says that.
I
You know
can
what?
easily say my favorite comic.
Mhm.
Wow,
I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but I will say that I think Leia and Luke are a better ship couple than Leia and Han. I will stand on that.
Yeah, Han and Leia, there's some problems with that
You mean like
relationship.
consent?
That's a good one.
Okay.
Yep.
But anyway, let's get back to what's our least favorite and rated.
Least favorite comic, just like in general.
Yeah, it's Star Wars.
Yeah. The one that comes to mind first is The Blade. That one is probably my least favorite. And I think it was mostly because I was expecting a different storyline than what we got.
Mm.
Like I did not expect we to get more of a story about how we got the Barash vow,
Yeah.
which is still really cool, and I really like that part of the comic. But I don't know, it definitely was not in a direction that I expected. So I think for that reason, it's one of my least favorite comics. But I still really enjoy it. Like we
Yeah.
said,
I didn't know
least.
this about you. I'm learning new
Mhm.
things.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like that was the first thing that popped to my mind at the moment. So here we are.
Yeah. I think for me, least favorite. Okay, don't come for me, but some of the High Republic adventure stories are not my favorite, and that's okay. I think it's just the adventures. It's so deeply tied into the main storyline of what's happening in the High Republic, but you get 500 other characters doing something else semi-related, and I think I just get so overwhelmed by the
Mhm.
stories. And there's always like 10 to 20 comics, as part of the adventures line, and then there's all these offshoots of that. And I think sometimes the High Republic Adventures series just kind of overwhelms me a little bit. And I can't enjoy the story as much because I feel like I can't follow it unless I go back and reread all 20 of them every single time. I need
There's a
to-
lot of characters and they're always doing chaotic things.
Something.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Do you have a least favorite comic?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be fair,
Sorry, I could have used
there's
your
three
name.
people on screen. Yeah.
I figured we'd
It's
just
like,
stare
what,
instead.
what was it? Aaron? My least favorite Star Wars comic is the Mara Jade comic from 1997.
Mm,
It like I got no beef with the writer or artist. I
Mhm.
just read it and it makes me tired.
mhm.
I'm
That's
just
fair.
like so uninterested. So yeah, definitely my least favorite. I don't know if I have one for underrated necessarily. But my
Mm.
favorite comic, like I haven't read a lot of Star Wars comics, but
Mhm.
one that I definitely remember enjoying a lot was the about the sexiest man in Star Wars universe, Poe Dameron.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Good choice. Yeah, I'm trying to think of my favorite. It might can I just say like a series? Right. I guess I said the Blade, so here we are.
I
I
mean,
really
I think
love
Crimson Dawn was pretty good.
Crimson
Yeah.
Dawn was very good. I really liked Phase One High Republic
Yeah.
mainline comics so much. It was especially with like the ending with the beacon falling. Um, yeah, and then that scene with Estala, wait,
Estala Mario, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Meru holding on to the beacon, the two halves of the beacons was just. I'll never forget that image. It was so good.
Yeah, there've been some images in the comics, the mainline comics for High Republic that
Mhm,
are like burned in my brain because they're just
100%.
so wonderfully done. And
Yeah.
I love that.
See, I'm glad I have two like you, where I know almost nothing about the High Republic.
Oh.
So I'm just like these names. I'm like, yeah, sure.
It just
Just
sounds
go
like
over my head.
Ah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the blippity blop did the sippity zip. I'm just like,
Right.
cool,
Yeah.
gnarly.
Honestly, that's why we do
Yes.
the podcast is because we know not everyone has time to spend hours and hours and hours diving into some of these sections of Star Wars. And so if
Yeah,
someone can just even listen to the podcast and be like, whoa, that was a really fun story. And they don't
yeah,
necessarily
Mhm.
have to go
yeah.
read
I
it on
haven't
their
read a
own.
single
But
page of this damn book.
oh,
Uh,
it's tough to know where to get started. I feel like we get asked a lot, where do I start with the High Republic? And it's complicated.
Well, I mean, the people's first mess up was to think I would actually read a novel.
That's not your
That's
thing.
fun.
No, it's not. I can, for me to tell you novels I've read cover to cover, it would be on one hand.
Oh, wow.
That's okay. Like reading is not everyone's favorite thing, especially like I know
Yeah,
there's people who read comics, but it's different because it's
yeah,
more
Mhm.
focused on the art telling the
right.
story most of the time. So
Got it.
Yeah,
I
I read a
totally
lot of
get it. Yeah.
comics in my life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love a novel.
I love them both. I do. I feel like it's easy to read a comic and just like zoom through because you're just reading
Mhm.
the words. But like one of the amazing things about comics is sitting and looking at the imagery and what it's
Mhm.
telling you as you're reading, and like what sort of feelings do you get from the imagery. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Right. Do you have any opinions when it comes to video games in Star Wars?
I don't, but Rachel probably does.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, my favorite is Fallen Order. I love that one.
Okay. All
Hmm.
right. Yeah, I really like what they've been doing with the last couple of Jedi games. I think they're really
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Um, you know, one that I really love is Star Wars Lego Skywalker Saga.
Oh, nice.
Like, if you like never seen a video game when it comes to Lego, like there's no reason that they should be as good as they are. Like it is like
Mhm.
a an advertisement for a toy line. Like you would think that that
Sure.
would be terrible, but I'm just like they're legit some of the best like kid friendly games out there.
I love that. I've actually never played that game. Mostly because I don't know why. I like Legos. I like the Lego movies. I
Mhm.
like the
See,
Star Wars Lego movies, but I just never got a chance
yeah.
to play the game.
See, back in my day, there was no hub worlds. We were stuck in the diner in the old school Lego game. And that's all you got was that diner.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then the next one was a katina. That's all you get.
Funny.
Now they're very fancy. All the games are.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
They
played a
got
lot of
voice acting now.
PC.
Yeah.
What? That's funny.
Yeah, it's just like before it was like, "Ooh," it's like all the noises they would make.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You get the
Thinking
little
back
text.
on old games is so funny when you look at what we've got available now.
Right.
Mhm.
And I was also I also really liked the old school Battlefront game from the
Mhm.
2000s. Like I would play that a lot.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. I haven't played many of the new games because I haven't had a console since I was like 14.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That will do
So
it.
yeah. So just like someone happens to have a controller and they're playing the game, it's like, oh, I'll play it for a bit, and that's what I get.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I also do not have a console and have never had one since I was like 8 years old. So I would love
Yeah.
to play the games. They look interesting and I hear about them from Rachel, but I just,
Okay. So here's a big one. What is your least favorite, and underrated when it comes to the movies?
Ooh. This is so hard. I'll
It
just
is.
start with least favorite and just get it over
Yeah,
with.
I could hear Rachel's breath just thinking about it.
The intake. I want to be so clear. I love all the movies, but I think Attack of the Clones is probably my least favorite. I did really, really love it when I was a kid. It's more going back as an adult and watching it. It's
Yeah.
just not my favorite one, and it's not one that I often go back to rewatch. But I
Mhm.
always watch it if I'm watching the whole saga. I don't skip any Star Wars movies.
Oh, yeah. That one is also my least favorite as well. And I think the Clone Wars helped me appreciate that
Yep.
film so much more, to the point where like I hadn't watched it in so long. And then after watching the Clone Wars and I rewatched that movie, I was like crying when the clones came up with Yoda. I'm
Yep.
just like, what's wrong with me? It is such an impactful scene. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
Jen doesn't want to see him get emergency powers.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, this is my swole Jar Jar. I bring him
I was
a
gonna
lot
say
in
he's
my
so
episodes.
big. Why is
Yeah.
he so big?
I like the
Yeah.
poncho shawl thing that's going
Yeah.
on. Very fancy.
Yeah.
How much do
this Jar
you?
Jar would beat my ass.
Oh, that Jar Jar would be everyone's. How much do you want people to be like mad about the choices we say for like underrated?
Just go at it.
Okay.
Whatever.
It is a very hot, I guess, opinion, but I know there's issues with The Rise of Skywalker. I completely understand things people have pointed out that they don't like about it.
Right.
I really, really love that movie. And there's there's so much good Star Wars stuff in it, and it's so much fun, and it makes me feel so many things while I'm watching it. And I think in another 10 years, people are going to look back, and whether it's the kids that loved it and have now grown up and appreciate it, just like what happened with the prequels, or if people
Right.
just change their mind as adults, I think that one is going to get its own little revival eventually. And so I always think that one is super underrated, and
Mhm.
that a lot of times people just don't even give it a chance because they've come into it with preconceived notions or just decided like I don't want to like any of these movies, so I'm going to find all the faults in it. And if you just enjoy it like you enjoy the rest of Star Wars, you're going to have a good time. And I think it's a
Yeah.
great movie.
Mhm.
Like I'm
My
gonna be
comfort
honest.
film.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the vitriol when it comes to the sequel trilogy is heavily, like I'm gonna be armchair psychologist here, is based in like generational trauma, because a lot of the most vocal, hateful people when it comes to the sequel trilogy are around my age,
Mhm.
like they're late 20s, early 30s, because they felt so enamored with trying to defend movies they grew up with, which was the prequels.
Yeah.
And anything that feels like, oh, they're trying to one up ours, like
Mm.
it was better when I back in my day. And I think to try to break that cycle, like we have to be like, little Timmy, it's totally fine that you love Rise of Skywalker. Like,
Mhm.
don't shit on his love on it
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you don't want him to become the next asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nostalgia is a double-edged sword. And it's great to feel nostalgic on things, but it can deeply color how you perceive new things, especially if you feel like it's trying to outcompete the things you're nostalgic about. And the other problem with nostalgia is you get your own headcanons, right? You build these stories in your head of what happened to Han and Leia and Luke. And
Mhm.
so when on screen it doesn't play out the way you thought it would, I think the interpretation is that that means it's bad. It's bad writing,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
bad whatever. And instead it's just that there was a creative that wasn't you that made a different decision.
The problem is that people have their own head canons on how things are supposed to go. And it really
Mhm.
doesn't help that Legends was so beloved. So honestly, like I don't feel like the sequels could have done well no matter who created it because Legends already existed. And
Mhm.
yeah,
unless they did a carbon copy of those stories, then everyone's going to be mad.
Yeah.
yeah,
And even like some of the anger, like the points where people are really pissed from like the Last Jedi to the Rise of Skywalker, like a lot of those are just like points of view where like they didn't, like for example, like, oh well, Rey should have been a nobody. I was really pissed that she became a Palpatine. And like my counter argument to that is like there's nothing in the films that says she was completely a nobody. That was just
Mhm.
an idea or what's identity she held
Yeah.
onto herself. And
Yeah.
obviously she had a backstory. And so we weren't in the writer's room to know exactly what her backstory was until it finally revealed itself in The Rise of
Yeah.
Skywalker. So, yeah.
Yeah.
see, I'm gonna say I prefer Ray Nobody personally. I think it's better thematically.
I
But
disagree.
uh, and what I was gonna say, like, I feel like even if Star Wars had done quote unquote the carbon copy of what happens in Legends continuity,
Mhm.
if they get one thing wrong, there will still be nerds rioting.
Mhm,
Every
exactly.
time. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
They're like, "What do you mean you changed the name of this Yu Zhong character? Oh my god!"
Yeah. And I mean, with social media, unfortunately, producing things that stir up hate and like
Mm,
negative discussions, they get a lot of traffic and people make money off of this. And so, like, I know why that side of the fandom exists. I
Mhm.
wish it didn't,
yeah,
but it is what it is. So I'll defend Rise of Skywalker
yeah.
to the death.
Mhm.
Imagine an alternate, timeline where the Legends universe is like the exact roadmap for the sequel trilogy, and they get Chris Pratt to play Dash Rendar.
There are some wild things in Legends and wild ideas George Lucas had for his trilogy that I don't think people would have liked either. It's
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
yeah,
Did you two mention your
Mhm.
favorites?
not yet. Rachel, you want to go for it?
Well, I didn't even mention my what was it? middle category.
Underrated.
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 I like the Clone Wars film. I think that
Okay.
one is most underrated. I love Ventress. I love Stinky. I love Ahsoka. I love all of it. It's just so cute and so fun, and it basically gives you an idea of what like the fun side of Clone Wars is. So that one's my underrated one.
That's such a good answer.
Your favorite? Yeah, favorite.
Yeah. I will. It's a tie between Empire Strikes Back and The Last Jedi. That's in terms of like the ones that I think are the best Star Wars. I think Rise of Skywalker is one that I obviously enjoy maybe more than some of the other ones. But in terms of like how I feel the production was and the acting and like everything about it as a movie, I think ESB and TLJ are probably top for me.
Yeah.
See, you kept saying like, "Oh no, we're gonna see a thing, too spicy, controversial." Don't worry, I got it for you. Okay.
Oh.
My favorite is Last Jedi, and I think it dusts almost every movie in the franchise.
I totally
and I will
agree.
stand on that.
Yeah.
And I would say my least favorite is the holiday special. I feel like most people can agree with that.
Yeah.
But my underrated is the one people are like, "Wait, what?" Is Caravan of Courage.
Oh my God.
Yes.
To me, Caravan of Courage is the true underrated one. I'm like, Battle of Endor, whatever.
That is
Caravan of Courage
so
is the
funny.
one.
I know someone whose introduction to Star Wars was that movie very recently. And I was like, to the person who did that to them, it's like, why have you done this? But they had such a good time and it got them into Star Wars.
As a matter of fact,
I love that.
I appreciate this movie so much that Mace Tawani is in my episode 9 script rewrite.
Whoa.
And he is a major character.
I love that.
That's fantastic.
Rachel, did you say your favorite yet?
I didn't. That's a very difficult one.
It's so hard.
I don't know. I think I'm going to lean on A New Hope just because like it's such, to me, it's just like a complete Star Wars film. And like it was written that way, right? So like you just watch it on its own and then call it a day. And that one I feel like I've watched more than a lot of the other ones. It's just a comfort film for me.
Yeah.
I can see that. Is there anything you want to ask or bring up before I start talking about the Glup Shido?
I think mine would just be, I encourage people, if you like reading, check out the comics or check out the novels for Star Wars, because some of the best things about Star Wars are things that I've discovered in books and comics. So,
Love it.
God, that's so good. So yeah, I think that would be it, is maybe just branch out if you can. Not everybody wants to do that, and that's totally fine too, but there's some amazing stories hidden in print media.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add, so carry on with your Glupshido-ness.
I'm so curious about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had no idea like how much time you wanted to do. So I'm just like, well, okay, we probably can wrap this up within 10 minutes. I don't know if y'all have something to do later today. So I would do that. And if you want, I can send you a link to the 136 page script.
Oh
Sure.
my God. Is it published on any certain fan fiction websites?
You can read it on AO3, but you can also read it on Internet Archive.
I was curious about AO3. That's so funny. Okay.
AO3, come on now. I love that shit.
I know. I figured, but I wasn't sure if this stayed on your computer as a secret, private, wonderful fan fiction, or
no
you shared it with
normal
the world.
person. No normal person talks about fictional incest as much as I do. And does not have a AO3 account.
Okay, I don't know. Have you talked to the Dark Side Divas? 'Cause they talk about clone incest, I feel like, a lot.
Okay.
Just put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for the Glup Shido?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Do you know the character of Ithia Payne?
It sounds
Or Ithia
familiar.
Pan?
But
That does sound really familiar.
It sounds familiar, but if you had a gun to my head, I guess I'd die because I couldn't come up with who that is.
Would you ladies like to see image of the character or description? Hear that first.
Oh, image. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think image.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That feels so stupid whenever you see it and you're like, yeah, of course I know who that is, but just would not recognize the name.
All right, so Ethiopan, or Ethiopian, however you pronounce it, was a Keldor female Jedi Knight of the Jedi Order during the High Republic era. She served as a diplomat between the Jedi Order and the Baron Do Sages. In 32 BBY, she was briefed by the Jedi Knight Jord Vandar on the mission to the planet Kofar to locate the assassin Mayho Ansia. Before she could kill and was secluded with the Jedi Master Kilnaka, she perished during the Sith practitioner known as the Stranger during the mission.
It's a good one.
I love that. I love that you brought up the Acolyte because
Me too.
that is an underrated show. So.
Yeah, especially because everybody saw that and was like, "Oh my God, Plo Koon is in this too." And you're like, "Wait a minute, guys."
Yeah. Rachel, the racist against the Dofar, she's like, they all look the same to me.
Yeah, get out of here.
Here's another image of the character.
Oh, I love it. It's there were some really cool character designs in that show.
Yes.
And here's the highest resolution image of this character.
God.
Beautiful.
That would be such a fun cosplay if I had any talent for that. I can't imagine how you do that.
That'll be very intensive. Okay, so we do have some extra information about this character, and then I want to ask what you personally think about the character. So not only was she force sensitive, but she was capable of precognition. Through her foresight, she was no more accurate than any Jedi Knights with the same amount of training. She was capable of dueling with lightsabers. Thanks, Wikipedia. I was able to figure that out.
Wow, groundbreaking.
So this character was first shown ever is a previewed image for Celebration Europe back in April 7th of 2023. And the day after, they gave this character a name on the Star Wars Twitter account. Now, this character is played by an actress named Katie McDonnell, and I do have a picture of her. She's absolutely glowing.
Awesome.
Love it.
And she was offended that she is the only Jedi character that has to have her face covered. Like you can't have her, like all the other ones just like you could just see the actual face.
Yeah. They're like humanoid.
Yeah, humanoids are just straight up humans.
Well, there's Kilnaka.
Yeah.
Are you saying like the actress?
She was saying of that Jedi team that had to go to Kofar to fight off the Stranger. She was the only one in that team from the Jedi Temple that had to have her face completely covered.
Oh.
I just appreciated we got a non-human Jedi.
Honestly, yeah. We need more non-humans.
Yes.
She appears in the episodes Day, Night, and Teach/Corrupt. And we do have the note of the Stranger knocked her to her knees, impaled her, and she groaned while dying.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
And there's definitely better ways to go out, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, in terms of getting to be a character in Star Wars would be cool no matter what. But if your death gets to be via lightsaber, like that's the greatest thing you could ever imagine.
Especially by the Stranger.
Oh yeah. Please kill me.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. I will try my hardest to remember her name because I really do like that we got that character, and I like hearing some of the behind the scenes stuff about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, so some things that I like to ask my guests is, what do you think about this character? Would you like to see this character again? And what do you think this character is doing now?
Story.
What do you think this character's doing now? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think. Can you repeat the question?
Okay.
How
The
do you
first
like
one
the
is
one at a
character?
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think about this character? What do you think this character's personality is like?
I feel like personality-wise, I don't remember as much about her, but I did appreciate, and it stuck out that it was one of the only non-humanoid.
And that's what I love about the High Republic in general is that the Jedi are so varied. They're not just humans. And so like there's such diversity. It's fantastic. Like you have a Trandoshan Jedi for goodness sakes, and he's one of my favorites. So yeah, I think that's one of my first things that pops out to my head.
See, like a lot of times when it comes to images of these characters, like I just go off with the vibe I get.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had another guest on, and there was a character named Sai Yunga, who was like a pod racer with one eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't know what it is about this character, but I just think he's mad horny. And I don't
just vibes, yeah.
Like I don't get that read from this character.
No?
Like I don't think this character is horny. No. I think she's incredibly not horny.
Was
Like
it the
I think
Jedi that gave it away?
no, like the vibe that I get from her is that she's a cheeky bastard.
I love that.
Oh.
Like she uses her precognition to do like little pranks around like the office, the Jedi Temple.
I mean, and I feel like if she's having to be around Yord a lot, that would like be the perfect sort of companion to his little like rule following personality. Yord is a character that's begging to be played pranks on, so that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you never see him coming.
Oh, I know. I think she's like a no nonsense Jedi. I think she and Yord probably get along very well because she's
you
also,
get the opposite
like,
vibe. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, she's just like, nope, I'm here to do my mission, and we're not playing.
I will say the thing I really liked, it was episode 9, I guess, I think is the one where we got all the amazing lightsaber fighting. So some of these characters that maybe we didn't get to see as much personality from, we still got to see be in these amazing fight scenes. And it was super fun to remember, like, this is the height of the Jedi Order. And there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are amazingly skilled, like lightsaber duelists. So that was cool.
Yeah.
You know, like another possible read I get from her is that she's, you know, she likes to read.
I love that.
So she hangs out in the archives a lot.
Yeah, I think she is, you know, really trying to educate herself on social issues.
She probably really likes Wreath.
Yeah.
I was literally just thinking about that. You said you're not as familiar with the High Republic, but there's a character who is a big bookworm, and that kind of sounds a lot like him.
If Ithia Payne was in our world, she would spend every weekend at the library, and she will read the biography of Malcolm X.
Love that. We need people at our public libraries, so I'm down with that.
Rachel, how woke are you on racial issues?
Stay woke.
As best as I can.
Yeah, I think we're both as woke as we are able to be.
You got to appreciate my pun there. But yeah, like, you know, I like to ask, like, if she was to come back, well, if she comes back to the world between worlds, she actually wasn't stabbed.
Oh, that would be cool.
Would you like? What would you want her to do if she could be brought back?
I'd want her to go and find the stranger and bring justice to her fellow Jedi.
See, I like the idea of her being brought back after everyone she knows is like gone.
Yeah. like a long time later.
Yeah, it's like frying Futurama.
And
So
she's
she like comes back and then she hears execute order 66 and she's like, damn it. And then that's
I
it.
was thinking like she comes back and then she's like, oh, what the hell is the Sith Eternal Fleet?
Oh yeah. Just getting plopped into like a completely different era.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see her being like, if she has premonitions, she probably it gets worse after her death and come back to life thing, and now she's like crazy, and she's got like sketches on her wall, and she's like seeing.
Oh,
She
damn.
knows that the stranger is a Sith, and she's just like the only one that's like, he's a Sith, and everyone else is like patting her on the head.
They're
Like,
there. Yeah.
Did she have the pin and strings on the wall?
oh yeah, she absolutely does.
Damn. I can't believe we turned Lady Plo Koon into like a 9/11 truther.
Everything comes back to 9/11.
Oh gosh. So I want to thank both of you for being on my channel. You know, this has been honestly, Klaud. This has been I'm never going to forget the old name, the Bitches of Dathomir.
We'll never forget either.
No.
Is there anything you want to say or plug or talk about before I close out?
We both just, which one of us wants to do it?
You're welcome to.
Okay. Yeah. If anybody wants to follow the podcast, you can find us wherever you find your podcast. We haven't posted our first episode of the Sacred Text yet, but it is incoming. And you can, of course, look at Bitches of Dathomir. We'll have all of our old episodes. We'll stay on all the podcast sites. We're not going to get rid of those. Those will still be there for you.
Exactly. And
yeah, so if you don't mind giving us a follow on socials too, it's the Sacred Text Podcast on most socials. So
yeah, thanks for having us on.
Thank you so much.
Fun.
You've been very good guests, and you know, maybe long-time watchers will be like, Eric, where is that very long breakdown video of the Ewok cartoon? I don't know what the hell I'm going to be doing it because I got too many projects on hand, so just deal with it. But so thank you once again for being on, and you two have been great.